Most of us spend hours every day on our mobile devices, our phones, our tablets, our computers. We scroll, we watch, we consume, and there's nothing wrong with that. I do it too. But if that's all we do, we're missing something important. Hey, how are you? My name is Andy, and in this video, we're going to talk about why it's important to not just spend hours of our time on our mobile devices. First, a quick story from when I was a kid. Growing up, I spent a lot of time with my grandfather, and we would do things together. We would build model airplanes out of kit using a kit. We would make furniture. He taught me how to do so many things, build things in his house, and he taught me how to measure, how to calculate, how to build something. And I learned so much. Some of those things that he taught me and I learned, I still use to this day. And they were all physical things, things that I had to do with my hands or using my mind. And some of those abilities I use down to this day. I still return to some of these things I learned even today when building things of my own, DIY projects. For example, back here behind me, we have my reef tank, and it's small, but I had to build my own custom top or lid for it, and I used some of the things that I remember learning with my grandfather to be able to build it just how I wanted it, out of styrene. Being able to just do something that's physical. In other words, something that's not just on screen. And there's nothing wrong with technology or any of that, or phones. I'm all for those things. But there's something beautiful about painting or crafting or doing something that's not just using a mobile or a device. A lot of us, we buy things on Amazon or online. I know I buy a lot of stuff on Amazon. But there's a beauty about being able to build it on your own that I love, and I hope you can also do for yourself. And being able to kind of think, okay, I want to build this, and yeah, maybe it's easier to buy it online or from a store, but I see these videos of these people that are woodworkers, and they will build this custom table that maybe folds up and goes in their office or their working area of their home, or they build these custom shelves for their house or whatnot, something like that. And I'm like, wow, that is awesome. And I personally would love to do that. But due to my disability, unfortunately, right now I can't. But I have a lot of respect for the people that can do that, and I think it's something that it adds value. It makes you have satisfaction being able to do a DIY project and then, admire it, not for praise from others or something like that, but to just have the satisfaction that I, put that together. I created that, I designed it, and maybe, I think of these models that I built with my grandpa way back in the early 2000s, and they weren't the most elaborate things or beautiful things, but they were fun. And there was something about getting your hands dirty with glue, with paint, and really working with something like that makes it just tangible and fun, for me at least. Maybe others are different, and I know the world is changing. People, kids think differently, but still there's so much that can be learned and gained more in addition to just being on your phone. When you build something on your own. You learn patience. You have to really slow down and many times plan it out. You have to be, go step by step. Maybe get the right materials. You have to order those or source them or whatnot, and design it, plan it out, maybe do a test run and see does this work, or no, maybe I have to redo it or rethink my idea if you're building something. And this way you're creating, you're not just consuming. So much of this world is consuming. You're on social media, you're on Instagram, TikTok, whatnot, you're consuming. But there's a beauty in creating. Phones and computers and all that, they're fine, they're a great tool. But you need both. You need to be able to use both. And I know that a lot of jobs nowadays, the real money is made on the computer, and maybe for your job, you have to do that to earn a living. But in addition to that, like as a hobby, can you do something that's not solely on the computer or on the phone? It doesn't have to be something really grand or amazing, or just something simple that you do for you. For example, if you look behind me over here, we have this little planted area beside my reef tank, and it's kind of my personal project that I've been doing for the past few months. I have some branches from a tree of a friend that I got. I have my little pot, and I'm building like a little jungle with a mangrove theme to go beside my reef aquarium, and it's kind of a work in progress. So even though I have limitations, I find what I can do, what I can do, and then like I said, I go online, I look at videos, I learn and gather ideas, and then I build. And during the day, I'm not just on my phone, doom scrolling. I like to spend time thinking about, I'm gonna plan and work on that, and achieve this, and I have these small milestones or goals, if you will, for the day, for the week, for the month that I want to achieve. And I think that in life, we should all have small goals and then big goals, larger goals in life. I think that is really something we should all try to aim for if we can. So to sum it all up, there's something beautiful in working with things that are physical, tangible. Some people garden, some people learn to cook something new or bake. They do crafts, they build stuff, whether it be big or small things like scale models. Quick story, I know this one gentleman known as, or his name is Simon Merks. He has a YouTube channel, and he builds these really awesome scale models that are worth thousands of dollars, and he just does ones of like Star Trek and other movies, Star Wars, and he will spend months building these beautiful, elaborate with lights and custom painted. He uses an airbrush to paint, and all the stuff he does for these scale models and sells them to clients. He does this out of his home. I met him about, 11, 12 years ago. I went to his house with my family and got to meet him, and he was very nice. I got to see his workshop, and really that physical, thing that you do is just really cool, I think. And it adds to something tangible, something that you can hold on to, not just now, but for years into the future, like I've done. Like I've learned from my grandfather 15, 20 years ago, and I still use these things. And to me, that is more valuable than a funny meme, on Instagram or TikTok. So yeah, that's what I wanted to say for today. Hope you have a great day. Take care. See you next time. Bye.